This is WKYC TV.
Thanks for staying up later. Terry Garr was here a few years back, at which time we talked about Tootsie, her Oscar-nominated performance in that movie, and a few other things. I can't remember exactly what, but there's a whole list of stuff we didn't talk about, such as the fact that Jackie Gleason was apparently very friendly with your dad, who was an actor, a vaudevillian, and did a very, very nice thing for your family at one time. Mm-hmm. True?
You know, I'm not sure if it's true, but I was told this by my mother and my aunt that I don't know how good he was, good friends he was with my dad, but he told me that he used to go watch him work in some club over in New Jersey. But when my father died, my mother said that Jackie Gleason sent us $5,000 to Jackie's wife at a party once. She said, yeah, that could be true. And I worked with Jackie on that movie, Sting 2, and I never asked him about it. But I did talk, you know, we talked about my dad. He goes, oh, yeah, sure, I knew your dad. He was funny. He was nice. And
then you hosted some sort of tribute, television tribute to Gleason. Was that just coincidence, or did you want to do it because of that family connection?
They called me because I was in the movie with him, and they had worked with a couple of other people. Art Carney was in that, and I forget who else they asked to be in that, but it was, you know, just because I worked with him, I think.
What was Gleason like at that stage of his career? This is what, mid-70s or something?
No, it was, I think it was around 82 or 81 or
that
something.
Late?
Yeah. He, I don't know, he was very nice. He was a star, you know, he was like a star. No, I like working with those people and watching them. Because he says, don't call me out of my trailer until you absolutely need me. I don't want to be standing around here. Whenever he wanted a cigarette, he'd snap his fingers. Mel, cigarette. It was that kind of stuff that only big stars do. It's kind of crazy.
So a snap meant only cigarettes. There was a different signal for some whiskey or something?
I guess. I don't, and apparently at that time he was not drinking. At least that's what he said. Who knows? I liked him. You know, I like victims of show business. I feel that's what he was. You know, I mean, he was this big star in his show, and he had to figure it out, and he had to boss people around, and it makes people nuts. It makes people nuts. You know, it's like Faust. You sell your soul to the devil. You get all this money, you get all this fame, and you trade it in for being a real person. You don't empty the garbage anymore, and you don't make English muffins. You have servants, and you have people help you, and you command people, and people expect it of you. So it's not a real thing. It's hard.
Is everybody who's in show business a victim of show business to some extent?
Well, I guess to some extent, yes, but you can sort of push some of it away if you want to, if you choose to. But it's not easy. You know, it is not easy because you're constantly being pointed out, walking down the street. You're on television. You're in the movies. You're different from me. And you want to go, no, 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 I'm not different from you. I'm just a person like you. But anyway.
Have you gotten comfortable with it?
Oh, God, no.
Think you ever do?
No. I mean, I don't know. I guess people, if you get comfortable with it, then you're in trouble. If you walk around expecting to be recognized and have people, I don't know, carry your luggage or whatever it is, then you're in trouble. Probably.
When people do see you on the street, what's the thing that they mention most? Letterman at this point, with all the appearances you made there?
Yeah, different things. It depends on where. It really depends on what part of the country I'm in, if I'm in a big city or if I'm a little city or if I'm in an airport. Airports are big barometers, you know, because people travel in and out of airports and they see you. But a lot of times people see me and go, you're that actress, aren't you? You're that actress. Oh, I know you. You're very good. I know you. What's your name again? And very often I say that my name is Meryl Streep. And they all go, yeah, that's right. So I always mean to tell Meryl that she's not really as big as she thinks she is.
See, but even if you said, my name is Terry Garr, a lot of them would say, yeah, that's right.
I know.
As if they had to, you know, clear it up for you.
I know.
Right?
I know it. Or they, you know, they wait until I'm in a parking lot with my arms full of groceries and the cleaning and stuff. What have I seen you in? And I'm standing there like a jerk, you know, talking to people that I've never met before, telling them.
What do you tell them?
Well, I was in this thing, and I was in this thing, or I was in Mr. Mom. I try to start with big things so that maybe they'll get it. No, I don't go to the movies. No, I don't watch TV. You know, I have a friend in L.A. who will remain nameless, but she's on a television show, and her boyfriend has trained her, do not talk to these people, do not answer them. She was in an elevator the other day, and somebody said, oh, you, I know you. Where do I know you from? You're on TV. And she's like, I'm not talking about this. And she wouldn't answer the guy. And she said, you know, we should go on TV and we should make a public service announcement and go, ladies and gentlemen, please, if you're coming to the Los Angeles area, it is very likely that you're going to run into people that look familiar. Please, please, do not approach them unless you know exactly who they are and what you've seen them in. Because they're people too, and they have feelings. They're human beings. Because they go, what have I seen you in? Who are you? And I want to go, well, who are you?
Right.
I haven't seen you. Or,
How about this? Should I know you?
Yes.
Now, there's two ways to answer that. One is just to give the basic information, the name, rank, and serial number, and either move on, or maybe it's even a friendly encounter. Or you say to yourself, by answering that, should I know you, or where do I know you from, that assumes that you think they should know you, that you want them to know you. You know, so sort of like by buying into that, you're almost saying, yeah, okay, I think I'm different than you, or I think that you should be interested in me. It makes you feel goofy.
Well, you know, and it also goes in peaks and valleys of how your career is, and if you've been working in something or if you're not working in something. I mean, once you've got your foot in the door and you're in, you're always going to be something. But, you know, it goes, even I heard Marlon Brando once say, you know when your career's taking a dip, when you get on planes and the stewardess isn't really nice to you and doesn't know your name. But then as soon as you get a hit movie, they're really, Mr. Brando. So it's, you know, you can't take any of it seriously, that's for sure.
I think he could probably ride on inertia for a long time. I don't think he really needs a big box office smash to start being Marlon Brando again.
That's true.
In his case.
That's true. He's broken through the sound barrier. But this was before Godfather. I think I saw him do this interview. He talked about this. And he'd had a career that went like that.
Yeah.
My point is it happens to everyone.
You've got an interesting kind of celebrity in that, you know, you've been in a lot of good movies and popular movies, Tootsie and Young Frankenstein and Mr. Mom and a long list of stuff. And yet a lot of times you'll appear on shows like this without any specific, you know, project to talk about. You're just kind of showing up as yourself a lot. So people will recognize you and not know necessarily exactly what for. You're in a strange netherworld.
Well, thanks for pointing that out.
You know, I knew I couldn't get out of this. I'd wandered into a deep cave, and there was no way out.
Well, it's going to help me sleep better tonight, to know that I'm in a strange netherworld.
But you know what might help?
What?
The fact that we could edit that out. Or the fact that by the time it gets into the show, it might be 1:45, 1:50 in the morning, and anybody who watches
Nobody's watching. Or by the time the show comes out, I might be in this big hit series. You know, Officer Beverly, starring Terry Garr. You know, whatever the hell it is. You never know, do you?
That's one thing you can count on. You just never know.
That's right.
Wasn't there a series recently?
Oh, yes. I almost forgot. There was.
Are you trying to forget?
No, I don't care. It was a job to me. It was Good and Evil. Except, you know, they discovered when we were doing that show, it was going to be a good sister and a bad sister. And we found out how really closely related good and evil are. Because all the evil stuff slopped over into the good stuff, and all the good stuff, like I was supposed to be evil, and my sister was supposed to be the good girl, and yet she was stealing my boyfriend. So how nice was she? Are you listening to anything I'm saying?
I'm listening to everything you're saying.
I'm just watching your eyes, and I'm wondering. Okay.
Are they a little vacant?
Yeah, they're just sort of.
But that's kind of my standard state of affairs.
All right. I'm just asking.
I thought if I wore the glasses, I could maybe conceal that a little bit. But you saw right through into the essence of where I am, which is an empty abyss.
No, that's not true. At least you're not in a strange netherworld. You're sort of.
No, you're in a strange netherworld. I'm in an empty abyss.
Oh God. We better get a subway out of here.
A yawning chasm.
But don't you think that's good about the public service announcement?
Yeah, that's great. That's a good one.
It could apply to anybody. Don't approach these people unless you really know who they are, because.
And you know what? That's
constant.
I think the
they must do it to you.
Yeah, and you know, more since the Olympics stuff.
And also because you are on at such a time that people are just going to sleep, so they don't know whether they dreamt you or that you're real. Right? Wait a minute. I had
some sort of apparition?
Are you the guy that was emptying my trash, or are you on TV?